28, 29, 30, 31 mile an hour. Horse muck. Yep, she's absolutely fine. That suspension's doing a great job. This bike is a very good bike. And a skid at the end. Pretty damn awesome, that. What up, party people? It's time for another e-bike review, and today I have got a doozy of a bike. I've just done about 22, 23 miles on this. I am loving it. It is the Engwe X20 Pro. What do you get with the Engwe X20 Pro, I hear you asking? I will tell you. It's a dual battery bike. In the frame, you have a 7.8 amp hour, 42 volt battery. In the back, you have a 14.4 amp hour, 42 volt battery. 750 watt motor, I'm led to believe. I was getting in excess of 1,000 watts out of it, according to the display. 8-speed Shimano Altus gear set. It folds. You've got metal pedals. You've got shocks, much like a motorbike on the back. You've got another shock in the middle, 2 shocks at the front. They're lockable, preloadable. You can pump air in or take air out of the rear shocks, giving it a really good ride. It does come with a seat for the rear rack. Obviously, you not really want a passenger sitting there. They're going to be sniffing your butt crack. It's not going to be comfortable for them, nowhere to put their feet. Don't see the point of it. I've taken the seat off. I use it to strap luggage to. 20-inch wheels, 4-inch fat tyres. I'll take these off so when I show you around, that looks a bit cleaner, doesn't it? Flappy handlebars, very comfortable, like a faux leather. You've got your gear set there, trigger and thumb shifter, that's for the back. Hydraulic brakes, very easy to read screen. Light at the back, brake light at the back. Got another little light under the seat. Folds in the middle, folding pedals. What more could you want? It's a really comfortable bike to ride. I'll bring you in, show you around a bit, then I'll show you some riding footage and give you my final thoughts at the end. It folds like every other bike. Push that, pull that, that'll fold in the middle. Lift that up, drop that, that folds down. Drop and lower the seat. The seat battery locks into place, comes with a spare set of keys for you to do that. So if you need to adjust the seat, it can be a bit of a faff, but no one's going to nick your battery, are they? It's a bit of a beast. I like the styling. First thing I'll mention, before I bring you around, I will show you again, blah, 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 waffle a bit more. Normally on these Engwe bikes, I talk about the welds, looking very agricultural. They've done away, they're all polished, all painted, powder coated. It looks very good. It's got a swing arm on the back, you would have, because you've got the rear suspension. There is just signs of those welds around here, but they are very neat. BMX handlebars, instead of the little flat ones you get on the other folding bikes. It's a cadence sensor. If this was a torque sensor, I would have to say it would replace my Engine Pro 2.0. The Engine Pro 2.0 with that torque sensor is a superb bike. Therefore, this ain't replacing it. That is the only thing stopping it. It's got 3 different modes: eco mode, normal mode and sport mode. Sport mode can only be activated for 3 minutes at a time, then you get locked out for a certain period. That will propel you, throttle or pedaling, up to about 32 miles an hour. In normal mode, you'll get up to about 27, 28. Eco mode, I don't know, who rides in eco? Got a predicted range from them of 60 mile on electric only and 100 mile on pedal assist. Now I have done today, I'll just turn this on. 23 miles, probably a little bit more than that. Let's just scroll through. No, it's bang on 23 miles. Check that out. 23 miles, and I'll just let that kick in and it'll tell me how much battery I've got left. Purely because I've not turned on the back battery. Let me bring you in and I'll show you around a little bit closer. So, starting from the cockpit. As you can see, you've got your lever handle grips, thumb shifter, trigger shifter there. I don't know what brakes they are, I will have a look in a minute, but they are hydraulic. An easy to read screen. We are in sunlight here. You can adjust the brightness settings, all of that sort of shizzle. You'll see this climbing at the moment because I've just turned on the rear battery. You have got a controller here. So if you look scrolling through, it'll give you all sorts of gubbins. What I do like about it, it gives you a percentage of battery you've got left. And if you scroll through, it will tell you how many watts you're using as you're pedaling. If you are environmentally conscious and want to get the most out of your rides, that will really help. It's a good little feature. Very simple, up and down power assist, light turn on and off, information in the middle, power switch there. Throttle does what a throttle does. Folding mechanism there, enable you to fold the bike in half. Light, reasonably bright, lockable preloadable shocks. Yeah, awesome. Metal pedals, another place to lock, another shock. Shimano Altus 8-speed gear set. Love these rear shocks, they seem to do a job. Battery in the back, a nice plush cushion. My Harris isn't feeling too bad at the minute. Brake light at the rear, plastic. I prefer the plastic, it's not rattly at all. And obviously your derailleur cover there so you don't do yourself a mischief. It has got 180mm discs front and rear. That will stop you whenever you need to be stopped. As I said about the welds, very smooth. What more do you need to say? Swing arm on the back. I've been more than a little impressed with this bike, I've got to say. I'll just show you at the back as well. On the quick release at the back, that's lockable, save someone nicking your battery. A big heavy duty thing to plug in there. You can remove that and you can charge it inside. You can remove the battery from inside there, charge it inside. The only downside with having two batteries is should you stop, you need to charge two batteries. It was really simple to put together. Really no issue. Unfolded it, front wheel on, front mud guard on, handlebars on. Yeah, put your pedals on. The only thing I would say, and it's the first time this has happened, it came with an EU plug from Engwe. All the other bikes I've had from Engwe have always come with a British plug. It's no big deal, either buy an adapter. I had a spare lead to plug into it, which worked a treat. Let's have a look at the ride footage and then I'll bring you back for my final thoughts. So then, first and foremost, let's see how she rides as a bike. I'm pulling away in second gear. You can feel the rolling resistance of the big fat tyres. I've got the seat sat quite low, so I'm not getting full leg extension. Just cycling through the gears with that Shimano Altus system. Really good shifting, gotta say. Straight out of the box, no adjustments. Doing 16 miles an hour in sixth gear. On the flat, not an issue. Not an issue at all. But no, really not a problem to ride as a bike actually. With it being a heavy bike, 34 kilos or something like that, I was expecting it to be a lot heavier to ride. This is an absolute joy, to be honest. A decent upright position, flappy paddles, hydraulic brakes, let's see if they work. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Right, coming to a stop. Let's crank it up to pedal assist 3 in 5th gear and see how long the motor takes to kick in. Oh. And that motor kicks in after about a second. I changed gear when I stopped then, that was all that clunking. But level 3, 15.5 miles an hour. I'm currently on power mode normal. So that's about your cut off on level 3. Level 4 takes me up to 18.3. Level 5, that really kicks in. Taking me up to 25 miles an hour. And that is on normal mode. You have eco, And you also have balls out sport mode, more power. Right then, coming up to my first 10% hill. I'm in 8th gear, mode normal. Power assist 5. And I'm doing 21.5 miles an hour up this hill. Just starting to feel pressure on my legs in 8th gear. But again, I've got the gears to change if need be. Absolutely no problem at all. I wouldn't expect any less from a 750 watt motor. I can already tell this bike is going to be a bit of a beast. See how she feels under a bit of speed? About 26 miles an hour. My legs are going too fast to keep up with the speed. I'm doing 36 currently. She's as stable as you like. Absolutely zero problems. Lovely seating position. So I have tried many e-bikes, and I've got to say to date, this is the quickest. I'm just cruising along currently. Pedal assist 4 in normal mode, and it is, yeah, powering me away. I will put it in sport a bit later, and I will try the throttle only a bit later. The 3-point suspension, you've got twin rear shocks, just like a motorbike, a central shock, and obviously lockable, preloadable front shocks, which are doing the job. Let's see how negotiable it is around this kissing gate. As usual, I have got my Insta sticking out the front, so if I'm a little bit tentative, it's because I don't want to bust my camera up. Ah, dear. Zero problem, 1, and there goes that motor. I'm not going to crank it right up as I'm riding through these paths. A leisurely legal speed limit I'm going to do, keep it in power assist 4, give it a little bit of assistance myself. A little bit lumpy and bumpy, quite a pleasurable ride. It's a very plush saddle, but we'll see how my derriere feels at the end of it. I'm currently running on 1 battery, just to see how long that gives me, because then I've got a backup battery to get home or out of bother if need be. You can run them one at a time or both at a time. It's quite good. The battery's in the seat post. I like that. So I've raised my seat a little bit now. The ergonomics are much better with that raised. It does mean that I'm only scooting the floor with my toes, but you have got a nice low crossbar should you need to dismount. As you would expect with the fat tyres, zero problems with the gravel. Suspension's doing a great job. To be completely fair to it, the suspension is doing a great job. Just have a little standard hop round this tree, a little bit greasy under wheel. Absolutely no problems. Morning. Battery display actually gives you a percentage rather than individual increments. So yeah, I've not gone far at all at the moment, but I have used almost 20% of battery, which would not be the best. They say it's got a range of 60 miles on electric only and 100 miles on pedal assist. But as you can appreciate, I would imagine that would be someone a lot lighter than me and on eco mode and all the frugal settings. Again, it's not an unpleasant experience at all. You've got like faux leather paddle grips, a throttle on your left hand side, which obviously you can take off should you want to be completely legal. The speed in which the pedal assist kicks in may take some people by surprise, but not a seasoned e-biker like myself. Cruising along here at 14 mile an hour. Thank you. It's a cakewalk, an absolute cakewalk. The standard 20-inch by 4-inch wheels. Like the fact they've upgraded to the Altus gear set. It's an Engwe bike, I'll be honest with you. So far they've impressed me with a lot of their kit. Depending on how the battery lasts on this could be a serious contender, you know. Again, it is a cadence sensor, so it does go up in increments of speed. Now you've got 3 different power settings, 5 pedal assists in each power setting. So you've got 15 different varieties there. Check me out, Carol Waldman maths and everything. And I'm actually looking forward, on the last part of this review, I'm going to crank it up to sport if there's enough battery left, which there should be with a 100-mile range. And I am going to rag it down the roads in America. Because obviously doing 30 miles an hour on an e-bike in the UK is illegal, and I would never break the law. Coming to the bumpy, rooty section of cycle path now. Suspension's definitely doing a job. It's comfortable enough to stand up on. So far it's a winner. Again, if this wasn't a cadence sensor and was a torque sensor, I think it would actually be my favourite bike. But the Engwe Engine Pro takes a lot of beating for all-round usability. This comes with a spare seat on the back, which I didn't put on because it's not practical to carry people on the back. They'll be basically sniffing your crack, nowhere to put their feet. It won't be a comfortable ride for them, but you can take it off and use it as a rack. As you're riding down here, you don't look like an aggressive, nearly said knobhead then, person. It's a real good bike so far. I'm only 6 and a bit miles in. You can also go through the trip computer and it'll tell you how much power you are using at any one time pedaling. So currently I'm using 436 watts. Just dropped down because I'm going downhill. 73 watts, no watts because I've stopped pedaling. If you're into that thing, good information to have. So then the display is a colour display, very visible in sunlight. Yeah, it gives you all of the information you could possibly want. You got your rear brake on your right, front brake on your left. Yeah, wrong way round. I guess if you were loaded up with kit and bike packing, it would eat the battery quite a lot. But you got 2 of them. As I say, I'm only running on 1 at the moment. Another good thing about it, the horn is inoffensive, so you're not going to be scaring the bejesus out of dog walkers, cyclists, don't worry about cyclists, horse riders or anything like that. It's a nice friendly, hello, I'm here. So the road noise riding it, let's check out them lights. They work, I'm not sure what you can see, but they work, easy push of the button. The road noise riding it. The motor isn't noisy. It's comparable to the road noise coming off of the fat tyres. So, yeah, it's not loud, but you obviously have got road noise to deal with. I don't mind it at all. I've had louder bikes I've ridden. And I've had much quieter. But today, let's go through my information bar. I'm at the 8 mile mark and it's been an absolute doddle. It's saying trip time of 30 minutes. So what's that, average of 16 mile an hour? Ain't bad, is it? I've been putting no effort in. I've not had it on the high setting or sport mode and trying to rag the bejesus out of it. So, on the whole, it's doing good. I'm just looking at the battery consumption. And after 8 mile, I'm down to 65% on the first battery, which I believe is the bigger of the two. I could be incorrect in thinking that. You have a 14.4 amp hour battery and a 7.8, I think it is. That's with a 750 watt motor, 48 volt. If you're into your Carol Vorderman stuff, you'll know what all that means. I'm not. Just entering the gravelly, bumpy section here. Good chance to try out my horn without startling people. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's totally gridlock. And as you would expect, no issues. I've currently turned it on to Eco. See what it's giving me. Yeah, this 750 watt motor was just cranking out there in Eco 1100 watt. That should tell you everything you need to know. About the size of the motor. Let's crank that down a bit. I dread to think what it's cracking out with sport. Really nimble bike for a big one. These BMX bars are a welcome change to the normal folding fat tyre bikes as well. They feel wider, feel more sturdy. It is all good in the hood. All right, let's get you changed up to normal. And I'll just cruise along. Take this bump just to show you the shocks. No problem. The pedals are gripping my feet quite well, to be honest. They're not the spikiest. They are folding, as it is a folding e-bike. But standing up and that, I'd feel quite secure. So I'm a 15 stone man on a, so well, do your own math in the kilo, say 90 kilo, I don't know. Riding this bike, power assist 4 in normal mode. I've covered 10 miles on the first battery and it's indicating I've got 53% power left. I will check, see which way around the power or the batteries are. Thank you. Because it could be the case I've got the smaller battery on first. As you're looking at it, that's probably right. The battery in the frame's removable. You fold it, you got keys. You know the drills. Same on most of the Engwe bikes. But I'm loving this bike. The one I could really relate it to would be the Vitalan. This edge is the Vitalan. Because you've got sport mode and all of that, because it's got a higher top speed, because you've got the twin battery, 3-point suspension, again, it's a step up every way from what that Vitalan offered. I personally think it looks a bit better, but you know, it's up to you what you think about the looks of the bike. Do I look like a fashionista? I test every bike on these cobbly, slippery, slimy bits. Obviously this is going to be no problem for it. A little bit mossy now as well. Yeah, you don't even notice it. Fat tyres, that much suspension. Why would you? Why would you? It's so comfortable, the seating position. I'm Mr. Average, 5'9" and a fag butt, 32-inch leg, long in leg, short in trunk. Not getting any of the leaning forward, hurty hands. Just cruising along. And looking forward to putting that second battery on and opening it right up to see what it can do. I'm going to leave it to the last hill as well, because it is pretty long. And hopefully, well, no, of course it's going to bleed and fly up it. It's a 750 watt motor. It's a 1000 watt motor. Obviously not strictly UK legal. Ayo, you take your risks, didn't you? It don't matter here in America. So here we are on a proper potholey section of road. Really not a problem riding it. 14 miles in, battery reading 40%. Been in normal mode, power assist 4 for pretty much the whole journey. Just turning the pedals, a little bit of light pressure from us. I do have a feeling, we'll find out when I change the battery over by a push of a button, if that is the smaller battery. I'm guessing if they're claiming a range of 100 miles, and this is looking to get me 25 miles, then the other battery in the seat must be the bigger battery. I will have a look. But for them to be that far off, I've not been using the throttle or anything like that. I will be. But even then, you know, that wouldn't get close to the 60-mile range, or would it? On electric only. We'll have a look in a bit. On the whole, been a really pleasurable ride. It's definitely one of the most comfortable bikes I've ridden. I just prefer the torque sensor. This has got slightly better styling for my liking. Definitely more speed. Probably a little bit more nimble. It feels a smaller bike. Not with the weight don't agree with you. When you pull your brakes, it cuts power to the motor. Obviously you've got brake lights, you've got headlights. The shocks at the back, you can pump up or release. So everything about this is customizable. Preload on the front. I know a lot of people mod their bikes. It's definitely a lot of bike for the money. Definitely a lot of bike for the money. And it's got that Engwe quality. And the other thing I'll tell you I have noticed, I always talk about the industrial welding of the parts and the bikes. I didn't even notice before. This is as smooth as a 2000s Porn Star. No, that's really good. That's really good. Even the one around the handlebar stem is a good neat weld. Height range and everything for this bike. I've got loads of room left in this seat to go up. I'm on the lowest extension of the handlebars. You know, 6.5 foot plus I reckon could quite easily ride this. Not that I'm ever going to have to worry about it. It's a doddle. An absolute doddle. Very well balanced as a bike, as you can see. 2 thumbs up currently. So it's come to the point in the video where I start talking about my hoop. And although the seat is plush, Gravity has started to take an effect after 15 mile. And yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a numb bum, not in pain by any stretch. You can move forward, you can alter yourself on the bike because it is that well balanced. But bike seats are just pants. Someone needs to invent like a hammock bike seat. Anyway, just keeping you updated. My sweet little tush is starting to feel it. Is what it is though. The seat is also fully adjustable. You can move it forward, backward, tilt it up, tilt it down. So, you know, it covers all bases, and it's not a bad bike seat. It's just a bleeding bike seat, and they are made direct from hell. So I have noticed a little bit of drop off in the power given to you as the battery level goes down. Still works absolutely fine. Let's have a little look here. 33% battery left, 17 miles done. If you are getting 20 mile out of the 7.5, was it 7.8 milliamp hour battery, that ain't too bad to be fair, with a 750 watt motor. Right then, I've still got a quarter battery. I'm going to put the other battery on, which should bump me up to 100%. You'd hope. And I'm going to turn it on to sport, and let's go have some fun. Why is that still saying 35%? So now I'm pedaling. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28.9. That ain't bad going, is it? Slight incline. Yeah. With a steady pedal, 25 mile an hour. Flying. This is a very capable bike. Right. Throttle only. Here we go. 23. 24. Slight uphill. Holding 24. Just crowning the hill. Leveling off. 25. 26. 27. 27 and a half. And that is before I've done any mucking about with the speed or anything like that. I've just noticed something. Right, it would appear that when your battery drops below a certain amount, you can't select sport mode. Interesting. Now my battery is climbing and climbing and climbing. So what I might do is just pull over, let it climb right the way up, engage sport mode, and then see what it does. That's a good feature though, because if you're in sport mode and you're cracking around all over the place, you don't want to be running out of battery, do you? So the battery's now showing 73% of engaged sport mode. Let's go, go, go. I'm in 8th gear, pulling away, not a problem. This is all uphill, by the way. 20. 24. 26. Still climbing. 27 going uphill. Normally going up this hill, I'll be blowing like a mofo. 26. Getting steeper. 24. No effort from the legs. Let's try throttle only at the steepest part of the hill. Slowing right down, 20 mile an hour. Will it carry me right the way to the top? This is a steep hill. 12, still pulling me. 11, still pulling me. That is easily a 12% hill. And now it's leveling off, I'm starting to pick up speed again. Throttle only. Let's see how far we get. $28, $29, $30, 31 mile an hour, slight downhill, up another hill. Peed up that one, had speed going into it. Let's see how she goes off-road. No problem at all so far. Remember your brakes around the other way. Little hoot of the horn, just in case. Blind corner. Don't want any dog walkers or horse riders. And dropping in. Horse muck. Yep, she's absolutely fine. That suspension's doing a great job. This bike is a very good bike. See what it's like going through the grass. Absolutely no problem at all. Yep, I'm impressed. Long grass, no problem. And a skid at the end. Final thoughts on this bike. I have been mightily impressed. It did catch me out a bit, as you would have saw in the footage with the sport mode. Did get me up to 30 odd mile an hour, but then it kept jumping back into normal. I don't read manuals, I didn't know why that was. Probably because the motor would overheat after 3 minutes, but it only gives you 3 minutes of sport mode. Is what it is. 28 mile an hour on normal mode is more than quick enough. You do have to bear in mind, it has got a throttle, it has got a 750 watt motor. Even though I got 1100 watts out of it as I was pedaling. It's obviously a 1000 watt motor. Not strictly UK legal. The looks of it, it doesn't look overly aggressive. The things I've done with the suspension, it made the off-road riding there, even when the back came out a little bit, really not a problem, completely in control. The BMX style handlebars worked an absolute treat. Brakes work as they work. The only trouble is, as you know, they're always back to front. Engwe, for the UK market, swap your brakes round. Love the fit and finish of it. Battery life, what are we up to now? We're showing after 23 miles, 50% battery left. The last 5 miles of that, I was in full power, ragging it. So, yeah, work that out yourself. You're easily going to get 50 mile out of it if you're riding sensibly. 60 mile, I would say. Their claims of 100 miles must be in level assist 1 on eco with Kate Moss riding it. I'm not Kate Moss. I'm a 15 stone fat idiot that likes hills. I don't like hills. I like hills on e-bikes because you don't have to pedal. All in all, it is a, yeah. What negatives would I put? What negatives would I have to give this bike? You've got to give pluses and minuses. But it is pretty tricky. I'd have more spikes on the pedals. My feet didn't feel like they were falling off. They're very similar. They're the same pedals that I've got on the Engine Pro. They hold you. They don't feel they're going to fold in on you because they are folding pedals. No rattles, no bumps. The seat did slide a bit. You can tighten it up with an Allen key. Didn't have it with me, so yeah. Bit of a faff getting the battery locked and unlocked. Security measure. I would like an on-off key. That just means if you do park it up somewhere and the battery inside here is charged, no one's going to nick your bike. I have noticed on some other models of bikes, alarms built in that you can actually beep beep with the fob. That would also help. Up to 57% now battery. There's not a lot to complain about. The weight, it is coming in, I believe, at 38 kilos, which is quite hefty. That's at least one of Gemma Collins's legs. But it's a dual engined, dual battery mountain bike. It's gonna be heavy. It doesn't feel heavy, even when you're cycling with no power assist. I didn't try it uphill. It is very cyclable. So if you do run out of battery, you're gonna be able to get home. You'll be pushing up hills, but you're gonna be able to get home. At about a 1 second delay when you're pedaling. Biggest negative of the bike is the fact that it's a cadence sensor and not a torque sensor. Again, completely my preference. Some people want to get on, just turn the wheels and go. I like to be in pedal assist 1, being able to do the top speed, as well as 5 being able to do the top speed. I don't know why anyone would want a cadence sensor. But as a cadence sensor, with the speed it kicks in, it does a fantastic job. I thoroughly enjoyed riding it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Links and all that down below. It's a banger of a bike. Engwe, whack a torque sensor in it, chuck one my way, and I'll be off in the Engine Pro 2.0. Even though that is a phenomenal bike. It does everything I need it to do. This would do everything I need it to do. I think it feels like a shorter bike. And I think that the rack sitting further under that seat is obviously going to limit the amount of luggage I could carry for bike packing trips. But, yeah. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. The ergonomics are good. Do have to raise the seat higher than your feet touching nicely on the ground. But you have got a nice low crossbar there. You're not going to do your sweets in. What else? What else? What else? I think I've waffled enough for you guys. This is a quality bit of kit. First one it isn't the first one I've raved about, but it's one of the first that I've not really been able to find fault with. Smashed it. Smashed it. What are we up to now? 57 still. Till next time, ta-ra.